Beautiful Lahaina, where the sun shines bright each day, far across the sea. Lahaina, I remember youthful days, fragrant blossoms everywhere, for you and for me. A million moons, a million guitars, oh how I recall the thrill of it all. Beautiful and peaceful land, heart of old Hawaiian, nestling by the sea. Lahaina, I will remember your lovely splendor. You beckon to me. Beautiful Lahaina, where the sun shines bright each day, far across the sea. Lahaina, I remember youthful days, fragrant blossoms everywhere, for you and for me. A million moons, a million guitars, oh how I recall the thrill of it all. Beautiful and peaceful land, heart of old Hawaiian, nestling by the sea. Lahaina, I will remember your lovely splendor. You beckon to me. Lahaina, beautiful Lahaina, ooh, Lahaina, beautiful Lahaina, ooh, Lahaina, beautiful Lahaina.
Wow. Okay. That's my father. Lead singer. He went by the stage name of Gino Young. Just Lahaina. Just fucking amazing voice. Beautiful, just an amazing entertainer. He played at the Punch Bowl. He played at, he's played in Alaska and Canada and New work in Texas a lot. The Chateaubriand, really high end steakhouse in Dallas, Texas. He performed there. He played. My father could play the harp and the piano and a fiddle and a saxophone. Kicked ass on drums. Just amazing slack. His Gretsch guitar was his favorite, though. That was his thing. Oh, you know, here. I still have his cassette right there. And the song on there is A Galaxy of Love, which is just a beautiful song. He just had such a wonderful voice, such a great entertainer. That song goes out, to Maui. Hopefully you guys can find some comfort in that. We're going to rebuild Maui. I'm going to help. People are helping. I just thought that I kind of go over who that was, what that's about. I finally found a song. What's weird is, how do I put it? My sister's a Rachel Maddow fan, and she has access to that song and the CD. And I've been asking for it for like 2 or 3 years now, and it's really sad. It's just, I don't know, just weird. But I was able to find it. Somebody had it. It just popped up. It was weird. And that guy, he has a radio station online where he plays a lot of old songs from the 60s, 70s, 80s, maybe 90s. And that's, I guess, one of his favorites. My father, though, is James Mokalani Young, born on the 25th of January, 1942, in Honolulu, Hawaii, United States at the time. Actually, no. It wasn't. It wasn't until 56 or 57. Okay, that's interesting. His father, Henry Ten Yen Lili'uokalani. My grandfather on my dad's side was half Hawaiian, half Chinese. Was 20, and his mother, Agnes Lokailia Makaivi, CWV Makaivi, was 18 at the time. Yeah, my dad passed away at 67 in April 15th, 2009. I had to, myself, I in the same truck that I still drive, drove out from Los Angeles to Las Vegas to see what had happened, and I'm not sure exactly. He stopped taking his medications. I'm not sure what happened, but he was, or maybe he was taking too much. I mean, if you look at it nowadays, that's something I still want to investigate. I really don't know exactly. He had a really bad ulcer, and a lot of people from Advil, ibuprofen, is terrible. It just puts holes in your stomach, literal holes. My grandfather had the same thing. But in my family tree, you can see there's Henry and there's Agnes, there's James Mokalani, and then he had 4 sisters and a twin brother, Iamaikalani. We call him Uncle Mike. Yeah, I'm Hawaiian. I'm, according to Office of Hawaiian Affairs, I am 38% Hawaiian, which kind of makes sense. But according to me and 23 that my brother took, I am 42% Polynesian, which is odd. But anyway. So just wanted to let you know the reason why you're seeing this, the crest or the, up here at the right, what this is the Hawaiian, before they were, before islands were stolen, they had this crest up here, and it was just, that crest, if you can read it, Lili'uokalani o Ka'aina I Kapono. What that means is the life of the land is perpetuated by righteousness. Righteousness is being just, being right, being correct. Um, you're in the you're in that place of righteousness. So back in like I don't know 18. It says right here 1843. The motto of Ia Capono, 1980. Let me see. This is a really good source, by the way, of information in regards to if it's up. Oh, it's not up. Anyway, I'm gonna shift. Let's see if I can see it here. There you go. Let me put that away. The reason why I'm bringing this up, Hawaiian righteousness will be inevitable. And I think that'll serve as a spearhead or a possible judgment by the superior courts, the federal court, to say, yes, that's their land. You can't take their land. Just like you can't take the American the Native Americans' land. You can't take their land. You know, the Navajo, the Apache, the Cherokee. You know, everybody says they're Cherokee. My mom used to say, you know, you guys are Cherokee and you're not Irish. I'm like, are you sure, Mom? She goes, yeah, your breed love is part of your da 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 da. And I thought that forever. I was like, that makes sense. I'm kind of brown. And then my brother did the me in 23. We have no Native American. I'm sorry. But we do have Native American, but it's an island out in the middle of the Pacific, a beautiful island out in the Pacific. Beautiful islands, plural. And then she said, my mom, who is all the way total redhead, white, blue-eyed, with freckles that can tan, believe it or not, used to dance hula all the time, was really into the culture. My mom is amazing. Still a licensed private investigator. And she plays World of Warcraft, and we play City of Heroes every once in a while. I just played the other day. I should have probably told her. She likes when I go on, because we go out and battle bad guys all the time. I'm telling you, if you're older than 60, start playing video games. It keeps your mind sharp. I'm fucking telling you. Right? I'm not saying do that all the time, but it's okay to do it every once in a while. So, back to this. So my mom says, all my life, you know, you guys go to these St. Patrick's Day parties all the time. You know, I know you guys party, but you're not Irish. You guys know that, right? You guys not Irish. I go, okay. That doesn't matter. I'm still going to go to the party, but sometimes I just really wasn't into it like everybody else because I wasn't Irish, right? But anyway, I find out that when my brother took the me in 23 DNA test, which who knows if that's even completely accurate, we are 22% Irish. So I'm like, Mom, you're redheaded with blue eyes and freckles and white, you know, you didn't think you were at least Scottish or Irish or, you know, she said, I think we were English. I thought we were English. Anyway, I didn't know this until I was like 40-something years old. It's crazy. I didn't know it until I was about 50-something years old, to be exact. And we told her, do you know what you've been telling us the whole day? Anyway. So if you look at this is the crest. It's actually the coat of arms of the ancient Hawaiians and their royalty. This little symbol here, and I'll bring it back up. I'll show you what it looks like again. Right? That one is I kind of messed up because I had to make it longer. But this one's kind of weird because if you zoom in on this one, If you zoom in on this one right here, hold on. If you zoom in on this one, that guy looks like he's got a red beard and red hair. Maybe it's just the paint or something. I'm not sure what's going on there. But that's it. And it meant, and that whole thing, it's ua mau ke ea o ka aina I kapono. The life of the land is perpetuated by righteousness. And this little website, which is very informative, there's a bunch of them out there that are really dug a lot deeper than what I knew when I was in my history books in high school in Hawaii, which were very subject to, like, why would we want to do that? And that doesn't make any sense. No, our land was literally stolen from us. And the point of this, and the reason why I'm saying this, is because this is your guiding anchor. This is what I'm talking about as far as the federal law. And this is maritime law. This is the life of, this is the law of the land law, right? And it doesn't, and nothing supersedes that, because the indigenous people, right, of Hawaii, right, if you've marked your land, if you have marked your land, which we have, and if you can see this, this is, I'm going to start doing really soon here. I'm going to start doing these Hawaii lore. This is a totally new channel. It's hawaiilore.org. It's going to be a nonprofit, and it's going to help keep our land. It's going to help keep the land, and the land that we want to sell to a foreign. It'll be up to us to do it. And what's interesting about the land of Hawaii is in 1992, I think it was, where Clinton did an apology letter, and then all of a sudden they gave us some land and they created Hawaiian homelands, which just became a bureaucratic scam, right? And I've been on the phone with a girl from OHA, Office of Hawaiian Affairs, which has sadly gotten smaller and smaller because the power of the bureaucracy, the government, has definitely taken control of the land. So what happens is we were allotted, if you're over 50% or more with some traceable bloodline of Hawaii, you would get land, but not own the land, which I didn't realize till recently. You lease the land for $1 a year. So you never really have control of it. That land as well will never hold equity or a value because it's always, it's a rental. It's a fucking rental. And all these people that were given these lands, you not only to get the land is it a rental, but you have to have like perfect credit to get it, right? And which is not our law. So, and the problem is and they know this, and her and I were talking on the phone, and it was a wonderful conversation, and we were talking about just the whole scam, and they knew it was going to happen. They knew that there's not a lot of 50% Hawaiians out there. There's maybe 2,000, 3,000 pure Hawaiians left in the world. Maybe 4,000, maybe, left on the planet. Right? And if you're close to half, then that means you're part of about 8,000 people. Right? When's the last time you saw a Hawaiian or met a Hawaiian? I mean, if you're, let's just say wherever state or country you're in, I mean, you always see, oh, I'm from Sweden, I'm from England, I'm from, let's just say if you're in the United States, you see, I'm Scandinavian, which I'm Scandinavian, mostly Scandinavian, which is German, right, or Russian, I don't know, however you want to say it. Um, but a lot of people were white, and I'm sorry, this really bums me out because I know most of us were all from one place, the birth of the first African American. I know that, but in my lineage with my brother that he did, and me in 23, we're not showing any African American, but it's probably in there somewhere, like it is with everybody. But anyway, I suppose. But what's interesting here is we are we have a duty to our people, just like you'd have a duty to your country, right? And the duty that I have to my country and my people is to justify what had happened, because what had happened with us was a land grab. It was they stole it, they tricked, they did. It, I'm not going to go into the full details of it because there's several different stories. There's one that I believe is probably the best story, which is it was a con job, and then they forced it, and then there was nothing they can do because they brought in military. Military force was used against the people of Hawaii. That's all you need to say. This country seized another they seized the territory. They like American Samoa is a territory, right? But we haven't gone over there and say, "Oh, it's America now," right? They didn't completely take it over. But the thing about American Samoa is you can have a House of Representatives from American Samoa. It's kind of weird. Like there's some other places out there. I don't have them off the top of my head, but there's some other countries strategically. These are strategic. Trust me. That we've invaded, taken over, etc. U.S. Now I'm not putting down the United States of America. I love the United States of America. I'm from the United States of America. What I'm talking about is in regards to the land that was taken. Here's an example. Native Americans. What happened with them? Well, they have about 250. I think I don't know. It's like over 200 casinos throughout the United States, and they have thousands of parcels of very large pieces of land that we, the United States, have no jurisdiction over. Did you know that? Now you know. So let's just say, for example, if somebody's violated the law, some of the states are like this. They've changed it somewhat federally, and let's just say they steal a candy bar, and a cop says, "Well, we got to go get that person," but they're in the reservation. Then you hand it over to the reservation, and they do what they're supposed to do to punish the person. That's usually the way it works. That's been violated several times. But the reason for Hawaii law is for us to regain your natural sovereignty. And the thing that's happening now with the World Economic Forum, BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street, Fidelity, J.P. Morgan, all these corporations, because with the World Economic Forum, it's corporate governance, right? And these about 200 Pedo Predator Class sick fucks that want to hoard everything for themselves. Well, this is where you're going to stand your ground. This is where you're going to dig in. This is where you're going to say, no, this land is our land, and sing it. This land is my land. This land is your land. Whatever. But I think what this is going to do, Hawaii lore, is going to be a way of proving that they can't just come in and take land that's already been bought. The farmers out here in Missouri, Nebraska, Iowa, Arkansas, Kansas, just all over the country, California, doesn't matter. They own the land, it's theirs, right? You don't have any right, for whatever reason you think you do, to take that land. just like it happened with us. For us, we've marked the land. That was a big indicator for the tribes, for the land of Native Americans. They marked the land. They actually showed their areas of their ritual burial grounds and some of the ancient writings and carvings that they had. Well, what you're seeing here in this picture up above is this was recently found, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago. And it washed up when the sand left in a big storm or something like that, left the northern shores of Oahu. And they looked at these and they go, oh my God. Oh my gosh. You know, these are maybe thousands of years old that were carved. These weren't made with any tools of today. They've already checked it. They've already studied it. I think Scripps Institute from San Diego or somebody went out there to check the authenticity of this, right? And, it doesn't look like it was made yesterday, right? But there are many carvings already indicating that that's our land. Do you see what I'm saying? Now, for the people in Lahaina and the people across the country and across the world, you already have proof of that. You've dug on it. You've lived on it. Your DNA is in it. Think about that. From your septic. I know that sounds kind of nasty, but that means that it's your land. You've been on that land long enough. You've harvested on that long enough. You've lived. It's your land. These fucking environmental, social governance motherfuckers can't take your land. They're not going to be able to take your land, and we're going to set the precedence for that, and that's going to help everybody. And I'm telling you that this is going to be. You may not think it's a big thing right now, Jim. I don't know what the real fuck is. But when it comes down to federal law, and it comes to maritime law, when it comes down to our inalienable rights through the Constitution itself, right? It doesn't really talk about land. It talks about this, but let me read this to you real quick. Because I just created this today, and I bought HawaiiLore.com, making the website, HawaiiLore.org. I've got info at HawaiiLore.org email. All right, so it says right here in the description, Hawaiian lands were forcibly stolen from the indigenous people of Hawaii just prior to July of 1898. And what has been given or offered to us are leftover breadcrumbs. Those that were fortunate to qualify and occupy the Hawaiian homeland lots are mere apartment rental occupants placed in locations and zoning that bear no fruit. Should we just appreciate what we've been offered, or was it ever really theirs to offer it back to us in the first place? It just doesn't make any sense. It's like it's like somebody stealing an apple from you and then turning around and saying, I'm going to offer this to you, but I'm only going to give you a tiny piece of it. That's all you get, even though I just stole it from you. That's how simple that is. All Hawaiians of any percentage have always had an inalienable God akua given right to claim their lands for whatever means they deem necessary, far before any foreigners, or howlies they call them, arrived. The Hawaiians have had enough of the land grabs over the past century, and especially Maui's in August of 2023. Our mission, our land, or aina, our kaho'ale, or village, and heritage, ho'oilina, will be preserved and handed to our keiki, our children, through the power of money of our work. So we're going to put in the work and the effort, and we're going to make it, and we're going to make it so. Join or support our movement. Mahalo, right? And that's it. And this is going to set the precedence. I've got some other people that are working with me in that. I've got OHA, some people from OHA, obviously, that are going to start knowing about this. We're going to start doing some shows on this channel. Please like and subscribe it and follow it, because we may be in court soon. We may be. I am going in Hawaii, I believe, in May or April. I'm not sure, or September of next year. Oh, water is so good. Water is wonderful. But here's, in a nutshell, my goal is to make sure that everybody, right? And I've got a whole, I've got a lot of stuff prepared for this, just to let you know. What do I have prepared for this? I've got a Google Doc. It's called Hawaii Lore, and I've been researching this stuff for a long time, for a few years now. And I think it's time, because Lahaina is a land grab. There's no doubt about it, right? There's no doubt about it. So I've been creating and getting information, finding some websites, talking and chatting with others that are with me, and with our. It's not my goal. That I'm just a helper. I'm a helper, right? And I've got lots of information to back up the statements or the claims that I'm making. That that's not how you spell thievery. Is that, yeah. That land is not being used right. So the three things that we're going to do is we're going to lower the amount that's needed to get the land, which right now it's at 50%. We're going to do it at 10%, because there's nobody around that's 50 fucking percent Hawaiian. I don't know anybody, and that's going to quickly fade away, and they know that. The Hawaiian Homeland's bureaucratic scam knows this, right? And they know that 25% is going to go away eventually too. And then passing it down, but there's no real law of how long. But I heard it was 99 years. Okay, so after 99 years, then what? Right? So that's also going to help the entire fight of holding and keeping these land grab, these pedo class, pedo predator class, aka World Economic Forum, sick fucks, from taking our land. You know, people like Oprah and Zuckerberg and Bill Gates, along with about 200 other predators out there. They're just They're just sick predators, like in every shape, way, or form. Sick bastards. And this is what I'm gonna be working on. But I'm gonna bring all the information. I'm gonna plan the strategy. It's gonna be laid out in the case. Like I said, the number one is to lower the amount to 10%, or maybe even 5. I mean, for God's sakes, or you know what I mean? Because an Indian homeland or Indian lands are at like 2% or 5%. So, excuse me, not Indian, but Native American. I hate when I say that because that's totally wrong. But yeah, I think it's like 2 to 5%. The land not to be leased, but to be completely owned, and to have it in areas where it can be used industrially or for market, instead of being shoved in some corner of the islands. Well, most people go, "Oh, fucking put me in the corner. I'm okay. It's fucking Hawaii." I get it. But we have to just appreciate that we're getting something, right? Well, that's what's going to happen in Maui. That's what's going to happen in Missouri and some farmlands. That 260,000 acres Bill Gates just picked up in Missouri. I mean, for fuck's sakes, he already owns like 900,000 acres. I don't know, just a god awful amount. China owns a god awful amount of land in the United. This is crazy. This land should be for Americans, families first. American families first, for sure. That should be a no-brainer. Okay, so that land needs to be utilized for, and we should be able to get the land in areas that we want. Waikiki, downtown Honolulu, places where some of the, where it's prime real estate. Why not? It's our fucking land, for God's sakes. You have to think about it this way. The guy who has a farm out here in Missouri, his 100 or 200 acre where he does his corn and all his hay or whatever he's growing. What the hell was that? You guys just hear that? It's weird. Okay. That person has every right to keep that land, to save that land for himself and live on it and everything like that. That's his. He did the agreement. He paid the price. He worked his ass off to keep that land. This is going to benefit everybody. And if he wants on that land, he can put a factory on it. If he wants, he can build an apartment complex on it. If he wants, he can do whatever the fuck he wants on it. Right now, if a guy has a land of 200 acres, he wants to build a fucking 100-story building. I don't know what the problem would be. I don't know. But there's really no need for it. I don't think you'd want to do it anyway. I don't see a need for a 100-story building. If you wanted to make a 100-story structure for like a carnival something, I don't know. But anyway. And the other thing, so that's one, is the percentage that we're lower to receive the land and having the right to do what we want on the land. And then most importantly is it's owned, not leased. Owned, not leased. Okay. And hell, we might even build a casino. We might even build a casino just like the Native Americans are doing all over the country. And the way they're operating these things are amazing. For their people, they brought in jobs and health care, right? They're wonderfully ran. They're not corrupt. They still have to follow codes and ethics and morals and the laws of the certain class or type of casino that you have, class 1, 2, and 3. Is it just a card place? Can you have video slots? Can you have roulette? The bigger stuff out there. But there's going to be a lot being done with that, and that's the reason for the show tonight. And I'm urging people to get that song out to whoever you can. I'm going to re-record that, and I'm going to put it up on my website for if anybody wants to listen to it by itself. Okay? All right. Aloha, everybody. Thank you for watching and being on or paying attention to Montauk. Aloha. Oh, wait. Why don't we... Yeah. Aloha. 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 We're going to do the shaka. Okay. We're going to do shaka. I'm such a dork. A badass dork. Anyway, bye-bye. Aloha. I'm such a dork.